Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot oracle, your daily insight on life and love for May 12th, 2022. Also being timeless, so wherever you're catching this in time, this might be relevant for what's going on in your world. Sounds pretty nice. Well, it's general collective. Don't force this to fit. What I'm seeing right now is a challenge that you kind of have to push your way through. There's always a reason behind it. There's always something more that's on the other side of this. But again, don't force this to fit your life. You can always let this fall away. If you do have questions about booking your own private reading with me or booking any kind of session with me, go ahead and find the description to see what services I provide, or there's an email address. Yeah, that's the one I want to say, the email address. Ask about the services I provide. Pricings, what might be right for you, discounts, time zones, availability. I don't know what else. What else? Anyway, let's get this started. Huge fear in moving forward, huge fear in beginning again, huge fear in stepping and making any movement. A lot of reversals, and what's not in reverse is still talking about delays and holdup in your world. It feels like you don't think that you have done the work behind this, and procrastination's probably been a really big buzzword in your environment. This utter fear of what the future holds, nothing that you are secure about at all. I see that there is a point of you that has potentially given up. You've tiptoed around this whole thing. You're holding on to people's ideas. You're hanging on to some form of possessions. But whatever the case is, it's the more that you hold on to it, the more that this is making you horrendously insecure. So what I see here is no matter what you do, there's a delay that's been put in place, but whether you have this as a letdown and something that breaks you down, what defines you, or is this a delay that's really going to cause you to do some condensed work where you are so that you can actually overcome this? I see embracing the divine masculine form in this: action, authority, forward movement, forward thinking, momentum. You know, there are times when we're in the flow of feminine energy, and I think that was in the last few days, but now it's time to really understand this masculine form that's coming about. I think that instead of going into a craze and where you would have either been at a source of stress or relapse, stress is probably going to be part of this no matter what I say or no matter what happens in your environment. So let's really look at the stressors, see how we can best handle them. We're going to look at the substance causing the stress and then what we can do about it before anything else. All right, so what's causing it? This MFer right here. So sick of this devil energy. It's Capricornian energy, and I'm not necessarily saying that this is a Capricorn in your life. I know a lot of Capricorns. They can be amazing people. I'm a Capricorn rising this, but the Capricorn, this person is an absolute a-hole. Whoever this is in your life, absolute jerk. Can't get away from it. It seems like there's a lot of viciousness around them. I almost feel like there's, I know this is going to sound weird, almost like somebody would have an air of threat to blackmail on something. It could be something as stupid as humiliation, but whatever it is, they feel like they have one over on you, and this might actually feel like this is the case for you. Maybe you're afraid of whatever skeletons might be in your closet that this person knows about. Don't negotiate. I see that no matter what, this is going to be a delay, but don't let some jerk intimidate you with condemning whatever this new budding personality is of yours that's coming through. It's not that this is fake or that you're in a constant state of reinventing yourself. I'm not saying that. You are absolutely, without question, different, but the skeletons in your closet, they don't get to shame you over any of this. This is not something where you're going to have to pay them out. If this is what they're gearing towards with you, honestly, don't engage. Part of me wants to say call them on their bluff. It's probably not going to happen. Just don't engage. Don't give them the fuel for this. Understand that this is you being seen as powerful, you being seen as changed, and whoever this is in your life is pissed off, plain and simple. They are feeling stuck. They are feeling like, who are you to feel like you can actually move up? And it actually creates this sense of you moving beyond them, which is probably the case. And they know it too. So it's trying to knock you down a peg. Somebody really wants you to have your well-being depend on them. It's probably not going to happen. They know it, which is probably causing them to have their hissy fit. Again, don't engage. I'm sure that there's skeletons in your closet. I'm sure that it sucks. But I also want you to know that there are people who have done worse things than you, and your shame is not your imprisonment. If you own your past, if you own your mistakes, you want to know what? That's your liberation. And they have nothing else to work with. So you can own your life, own your past, own your choices, own who you have become, and know that it's authentic, and not let this absolute piece of excrement own you. Yeah. There's a lot of knowledge that you have to obtain about yourself. So that's the main part of the insecurity. And I kind of went into what you can do about it. Tell them to go F themselves, or just don't engage. Okay, well, what can you do about this, my dear? It feels like you honor the fact that you are feeling trapped and completely out of balance. Acknowledge your fears about this person. What is the actual fear of them? Have you had to come back to this person numerous times in your life? Have you constantly had to make peace? Is this personal politics? Is this somebody who you have a codependent on again, off again relationship with? Yeah, I said relationship. So this, understand the damage that they did. Understand that you actually feel like a prison to this person, and that it's not about you playing nice. It's how do I want to say this? Coming back and starting again. Go back to that mindset, that person, and that be in that mindset and body that you were in at that time that this person's feeling so called to hold against you. Be of the mind that you are now, and go back into the mind of who and what you were then. What would you now discuss with this person of then? What would you tell them? What would you warn them about? What would you tell them about this Jacques? Nah, I can't even say that because I love French and I'm not trying to pick on it. I'm trying to really give them some sort of a degrading name, but why would I do that? French, I absolutely love French. I don't know, I wouldn't do it with anything, honestly. Anyway, side tangent. This jackass right here is what I really want to say. So what would you tell them about this jackass who's trying to hold anything against you? Well, you would probably give them the what's up, and give them the courage to confront this or to own their situation. And I see that this motivational talk that you're kind of giving yourself about the situation and about this person is actually paying off. I see that it's all a matter of your own personal dialogue in here. What is the story that you keep telling yourself? Are you starting to agree with this jackass? Are you starting to agree with, maybe you are still this person, maybe you haven't moved on? No, that's the line that they're trying to feed you to knock you down a few pegs. See them for the jerks that they are. Anyway, okay. In addition to that self-motivational speech that you're kind of giving yourself, what else can you do? realize that you're not going to be able to move forward until you do this. This is going into the make you or break you aspect of the reading that I was doing at the beginning stages of this. So this is really urging you to go into the let this start to make you, let this be the hurdle that you overcome. Yes, you are potentially going to feel stuck for a minute or actually be stuck for a minute, but this is actually a wonderful ground for you to create yourself. We have 2 kings here and we have the Page of Swords. You know, it's supposed to be androgynous, I think. I feel like it's more masculine, but whatever. I'm getting a strong masculine feeling about this, about you. So this is keep your wits about you. Don't panic. Panicking and trying to do that damage control is what screws everybody over. It's not something that you need to freak out about. Work on maintaining your sense of self-discipline, self-control. There's a urge to have an emotional reaction from you, and starve them of that reaction. It's going to create the cut-through motion that you want. When you start to starve people of the reaction that they want, you start to get to have the reaction that is going to get you to where you want to get. So this absolute wish fulfillment that's coming in, you being this very disciplined, self-contained individual, and really being the actions and practice that you preach type person. So cut through all the BS, finding the solution to the problem. What do you need to know about this? All right, so we have another page. So new emotional messages coming in. We have another king energy. So this, it feels like, hold on. I have this, but also this card was sticking out. You don't need to defend yourself against the life that you are creating. So moving forward, let it be part of your story. There's something that you are going to get from somebody else, and it feels like grace. It feels like taking the pressure off your back. Because what I'm seeing in here is the people who are trying to blackmail you or hold your past against you or take the skeletons out of your closet or whatever the fear is that you have, whoever this would be potentially altering the view on you of, they're actually giving you a cup of grace. It feels like a kind gesture, that olive branch of, no, I still love you. I still care about you. I still want to know who you are. I still want to build with you. And again, keep in mind, these are not all romantic prospects. This is an emotional ascension. So whether it's unlocking the door to a huge opportunity in your life, reconciling with family, friends, or lovers, or just having a life-altering change, this is still coming into play. And what you were meeting in this changes in these plays is actually going to give you the message of grace, acceptance, love, vulnerability, all these wonderful things. They don't even want you to have to defend yourself in this. The acceptance is granted. The cups are all here. This is highly an emotional time, majorly emotionally flowing, but I'm actually being pulled to the Bruce Lee quote, and I know I'm going to butcher it, so don't even sweat it. Don't be like the cup, be like water. It's not for you to contain everything, especially I think we're talking about the emotional response from others. Be like water. Go and flow into every shape and mold that you are, into every situation. There's nothing too big or too small that you can't fit into. There's nothing too big or too small that you won't be accepted into, and that isn't for you. You are absolutely moldable. You are absolutely adaptable. You are changeable by your environments. You are loved and accepted by your environment, and you don't need to defend yourself in any of this situation. This is coming from the approaching party that is the positive influence in you. So this I really love. They want you to know that you don't need to freak out. You're still loved. You're still accepted. There's nothing for you to worry about. And we have the amazing new front that's coming in. I love this. It feels celebratory, and it feels like it's nothing but potential. So let's look into the potential aspect of this. First off, cut your losses. there is a major sense of loss that you had experienced. And no matter what you do and how you try to hang on to the old past and these people, let them go. It's hopeless. There's no point in doing it. I don't care if this is family, friends, or lovers. There's some sort of situation that you have been hanging on to desperately, just keeping it in for whatever the personal politics of it was. Spirit is saying, let it go. It is hopeless where it stands. And continuing to hold on to this is going to cause it to remain hopeless. There's a major sense of loss. And I don't see that this person or the situation can continue on with you and where you are going. It seems like major mischances. It had its chance to go with you, but somebody feels like a wounded animal and is quick to attack, and they are going through one of the worst times in their life, and it's like they're trying to take people to go down with the ship, and that they have been holding back a lot from you for quite some time. So this person, it does seem like an aspect of them went to the victimized, low vibration, volatile side of this. You are not that person. You are not that person who's going to get lost in their battle. You're not going to be the person who's going to share in that misery. This person does not get to suck you down to their level again. And I know that this has happened before. So let's look at this. You got the Strength card. I like it. Tell me about strength. What is it about you with strength? You are not going to be put into a position to be locked out ever again. You're the High Priestess. Everything that you had went through has shaped you. The skeletons in your closet, I feel like you've already dealt with them, but you kind of just didn't bury them. You kind of left them there wondering, okay, well, there's no use in moving them right now. It's just dead weight. No, this is something that you got to bury and let into the ground and let Source and Spirit take it away through time. So this, you have the strength. You're not going to be abandoned. The hardship is over for you. You're probably expecting another wave of hardship, but you have to recognize when the work is actually done. You being the High Priestess, they can't get you. They cannot obtain you. They cannot grasp you. They cannot pull you down again. You are something that is out of reach for them. Not for the incoming people, party situations, but for what it is that you are being forced to leave behind that's trying to knock you down. It's not going to work. So the High Priestess right here is letting good things finally come your way. Whatever is in your closet is a major hurdle to whatever it was. You are desirable, you're worthy of it. You have been going through some crazy healing process. This is a divine fruit that I think is going to continue to blossom. These are supposedly pomegranates in the background. I've seen pomegranates. It doesn't quite look like this, but nonetheless, this is pomegranates. So it's very faded right now. I want to know what this is leading you towards. Oh, okay. Daily guidance from your angels. We're going to finish this reading off with that bad boy. Energy work. You're going to be clear in the air on a few things. It's like boo fingers. Okay. The have confidence. Okay, and then we have Cupid. Blessing in disguise. Time to go. Is there anything else? Go for it. Time to go and go for it. Okay. You have been probably feeling super agitated by this person, feeling like I've been doing so good and now here we go again. The shoe is about to drop. No, it isn't. It's not going to drop. This is clearing out the residual energy work, actually really healing the base chakra. This is going to open you up to more love in your life, waves of love into your heart and mind, awakening love for your life itself. Your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this reawakening. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all of its glorious aspects. The blessing in disguise, the time to go, and the go for it. It's really talking about your transition love. It's not that always going to be that romantic love, but love in your life, love for life coming into play. You finally letting go of the shackles of that former life of yours before. I really feel like that is going to be a relieving weight to release. And it needed to be shaken up by this chaotic devil jerk mess from before. But now you can go forward with confidence, not even worrying about the closet that had the skeletons. You've buried them. This chaos and the anxiety that you're feeling, it's actually going to be greatly relieved. I am seeing that it will be a blessing. It's what you thought would be a potential undoing for you was the greatest gift in release for you. So the time to go is, affirming the whole letting go aspect, and the go for it is go into the next chapter. So the waiting is building in the substance for this release. Whatever you are going through right now, feeling stuck, know that you're about to experience this great sense of release, and that this is going to have you flow into the next chapter. You've been stuck in two places at once. This has been showing up in your life. Now the past is coming to bite you, to let you go, but it seems like it's just trying to attack you again. What you're going into is a greater form of love of life, whether it's in a relationship or in the actuality of your life, but this is going to be the release. You're going to feel uncomfortable with it. We can look at it as birthing pains, for God's sakes, but here we go. You wanted it, it's coming, now go for it. So my dear, if you have questions about booking your own private session to see what your individual storyline will tell you, again, go to the email in the description. Seeing what services I provide, reach out, ask, see what I provide, pricing, details, time zones, and did I say pricing? And discounts. Anyway, this has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for May 12th, 2022, also being timeless. And again, if you don't want to do the email, you can find me on all social platforms with the @ RAISINGSEVAK. Nothing else. It's one collective word, no spaces, punctuation, or numbers. I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe. Have fun. Somebody is really feeling like they are missing you and that they missed their chance and that they are somehow incomplete without you. Well, you want to know what? Fine on them. They did lose their chance with you. They don't really have what it takes to come back to you. They're going to have to find their balance another way. You see, you are incredible. You are the King of Wands. You are hot. You are sexy. You are an entire package. And it's not just the hot and sexy. You're incredible. Mind, body, and spirit. I'm going to wrap it up in a beautiful package like that. So what I'm seeing in here is I think that they did not think that you would be able to let them go, that you were somehow entrapped by them, and that they could pick up the pieces with you at any time. It was almost like you were like this little plaything. I don't know if you realize this, but holy crap, is that codependent crap. The thing is, they have taught you how to let them go through all that pain. I do feel like you held on for quite some time. Holy codependent Batman. Yeah, you're not dealing with any of that anymore. It was really excruciating for you to close off this chapter with them. I feel like you probably were hoping and praying, are they going to come back? Are we going to come back together? Is this it? Is this the one? Are they my fill in the blank? They were a very deep lesson and soul contract for you. Now that contract is over, the pain is over. Love is not meant to hurt like this. And it did, didn't it? You genuinely loved and cared about this person, and by golly, did it hurt. An exquisite pain. And I see that figurative smack in the face, it was just what you needed to know what love isn't, so you can go discover what love is. And I feel like you're on the prowl of it. Some of you may be in that loving relationship right now. Some of you are, I think, finding it. I want to draw more on that. Yeah, okay. So there's something that is slowly starting, a seed that is starting, that is going to involve a very strong commitment. Please be careful. You guys tend to, well, not you guys, but you and this person who's coming into play in this reading have a tendency to be overindulgent and feed into each other's addictive patterns, or maybe not so favorable patterns. Now, I don't see you guys as codependent. I see you guys thoroughly enjoying each other's company and having a really amazing relationship. This is saying be committed, do the hard work, and be mindful of the indulgences. You can indulge in each other all you want, go for it. But external things, be careful. It's important that this relationship, while it's heavenly, you guys work on discipline. Yeah, hope that made sense. It looks good. Somebody is, somebody's really feeling let go. I think this is the person that you had been dealing with. I see that you're the magician and that there's a lot for you to learn. And I feel like you've been really working on just thriving and getting away from this energy that has made you feel stuck for so long. There's a lot to you, and I feel like you really underestimated the kind of gravity you have, the weight that you hold, and I think that this person kind of banked on it. It's this being put in the humble state of always having to learn something and always having somebody somehow try and be a teacher in your life. I see that there is a major level of detachment from somebody you had been overly stuck with for quite some time. You're walking away from them. You are in the purge state of releasing, so you're taking your cup elsewhere. This feels highly emotional. I see that you have been a river of emotions, some of which are very rapid waters. And all in all, I see that you are staying away from the very thing that put you in this position. They're feeling it. And I see that they actually might be making some form of contact. So this could be through email, social platforms, that you can be bumping into them. They might know your routine. It doesn't seem like that creepy, overbearing psycho stalker vibe. I'm not seeing that. It's just, it looks like this person is feeling that lack of connection that originally binding you guys as energy goes. So they might be putting out that vibe to feel you, to reconnect with you. Cut it at the core when this is coming about. This is somebody who's an emotional vampire who's just trying to get a hold of their supply again. Whether or not they actually love and care about you is irrelevant to how they had been treating you. You don't need to reconnect to that in any sense of the word. You're the magician. You are the king of wands. You are powerful. You are passionate, and you don't need somebody dimming that light, taking it on as their own. Leave it behind. You're ready for a new chapter. This feels like a thank God moment for something that you are letting go of. I do feel like this is an overload of work. It feels like you haven't belonged here for a while. Spirit seems to be giving you the nudge to move on. I do feel like this is somehow work related. You have to think outside the box. This is about your creativity, what is very special for yourself. I'm not telling you to cash in your 401k, be irresponsible, and go gamble your money away. I'm not telling you to be stupid about it. If you have been stuck in a dead-end job that you hate, that you feel completely slaved to, I see that there's a new opportunity that's coming about, some sort of opportunity that you are creating, which would be your own either business or, you know, whatever this way of living would be for you. You're making a complete change in that, but also it's actually being in the moment and getting the work done and being that person of action that you need in that moment. This might involve you making calls and sending emails that you don't want to do, that you have anxiety about doing. This might be looking at scholarships or grants, some sort of loan money that you need to do, but It's this fear that you're not going to be enough or that you're not going to get it. And Source is kind of nudging you along. No, just fill out the work. Go do the paperwork. You're like, surprise yourself in this. You have to think outside the box of everything that you have done. You want this new life. You want to live this new lifestyle. You want to be this treasure. You want to live in authenticity. Then you have to start being that person that you are being called to be. You're not manipulative, you're not irresponsible, you're not you're not selfish, but you're selfish, which is getting accustomed to yourself in here. And we also have the new life, which, okay, whenever you are feeling anxious about it and your mind is running wild with you, recognize that you are, you're living in the past and calling it a future. If it were that sad depressive state, it's living in the past and calling it the present. So these two things are never meeting up, and it's never going to draw in the attractions that you want. To be in the present moment is to have a certain level of excitement and also detachment to the end goal, the end result, because when you put a cap on the end result, then that's the only greatness that you can experience, and Spirit wants you to go beyond that. It wants you to go beyond the veil in this, to get into this new state of mind. Look at what your limitations have been in the past and how this has suffocated you. You'll let it go, but I hope it made sense. Take 2. I just really ended up not feeling that one, and I wanted to sit with the cards for a minute. So we have Notice the Signs, Wedding, Ground Yourself, Time to Go, and Entrepreneur. Wedding is usually about union, commitments, love, and everything like that. But with this and what I'm seeing, pay attention to the commitments that you are making. This isn't something that should really rile you up and take you away from, wanting to be active in your life. The Ground Yourself is talking about the anxiousness in getting to that commitment. And how are you going to do it? What's going to be the motivation? What's going to lead your way? So we have the Entrepreneur and the Time to Go. Look at what they are doing. The Entrepreneur is lighting their torch, and they're going to use it to light their way as they ride off into the horizon, going to the very ends of the earth to make this life happen for them. The commitment is for you and for you yourself. It's yours alone. The signs that you are getting are not going to be about other people. It's about what actions you need to take. And the self-employment, it suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you for better intuition and divine guidance. You're opening up all of those channels with yourself. And when you open up those channels and you notice the sign, it's this constant loop that opens up even more. So it's like you're on a one-on-one dialogue with Source, Spirit, and God. So we're here as your teammates who remain loyal by your side to ensure your success. I kind of want to look to see what this success is going to be. I'm getting pulled to another deck. What is the success? What is the success? I feel this one. Being the Magician, using everything the way that you choose, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. It is everything at once. It is everything at play. It is in this loop, this unison. Everything around you is working in your benefit. You can literally do whatever you want, but the point is you have to do this for yourself and nobody else. There are people who have this sense of attachment in your life that you will have to let go of so that they do follow their own path in this and not take from yours. This is, again, all about commitments, keeping the faith, and knowing that this change is going to have its own challenges, but it's really worth it in the end. So let's see. This has been something that I think that you have wanted to implement in your life, and it's going to involve you being completely independent and unattached to others. If you become attached to others, this is going to have you missing out, losing out opportunities because you're not following your own divine guidance and influence. You're taking everyone's in and you're taking it in as your own. The greatest success for all parties involved is to let go and follow their own individual paths. As stressful as it may seem at times, it's a commitment that really smooths out and really widens not only your perspective, but the gifts that can come your way. I hope that this made sense. Let me just show you the cards. Just so you know, I'm not looking at nothing. All right, go get it. So this is talking about our addictive personalities and behaviors. It doesn't always go to substance or people. Addiction and addictive personalities can show up in many ways, shapes, and forms, and it's showing up in your life right now. So the addiction, it gets you to feel and not feel something that you don't want to feel. So it brings you into an altered state, which, you know, I don't want to say it like makes life better. It doesn't. It keeps you in a place of survival until you have better coping tools to handle what it is that you don't want to feel. I'm a big mental health advocate. I'm always going to say get, help for this, get counseling, because you're absolutely without question worth it. But why did this happen in the first place? You are a powerful light worker who's very susceptible to toxic environments, relationships, and activities. This hits you harder than people who are not really working on waking up and ascension. It's not a you versus them type deal. We're all here for different reasons, but your reason is because, well, you are here to elevate in energy. And when you do that, you are this open, vulnerable, and have an air of innocence about you that I think is very attractive. It's a light that toxic energies want to cling to. It is a lifeline, a light source for them. And I know how woozy this sounds. Don't think that it's lost on me. But this is something where you felt that other people had the same light as you, and or you could somehow help them, or even more so, fix them. You're not here to fix them. You're a conduit of energy to elevate, I think, the collective, but also a conduit for healing. You alone in action are healing, but this also attracts those energy vampires. So this, I feel, has had you turning to these addictive patterns and behaviors, because it had you turning away from your pain and why was this happening to you, and getting you into a state where you could cope, not having any other tools. But now you have new tools, so you don't have to go to these old coping tools of addictive patterns and behaviors. We have the base chakra, integrity, and indigo, and release. The base chakra is talking about how you create your home environment, your own environment, and the career environment. So this determines your experience and your outcome. And it's like you're realizing how quickly the environment changes around you based on your actions, your words, and your attitude. So the integrity, align your actions so they match your values and your knowingness, your inner knowingness, and what's right for you. Now, this is going to cause people around you to feel incredibly uncomfortable, but as I like to say, F them. Great, let them be uncomfortable. It's not for you to navigate their discomfort. The indigo is you're a highly sensitive and natural born leader. You sticking to your integrity and your values is what's going to have you being put in the leader position. And it's also going to have you working on those old challenges that people had taken advantage of in the past. It is going to help you address those old traumas and actually use them to your advantage when you are on the other side of healing from them. So this is going to let go of an old story that no longer serves you, let go of an old mindset that no longer serves you, people and situations that no longer serve you, your values, your integrity, your place in the world. Now you can send them love and light and send them on their way, but don't feel like this is going to cause them damage. They have their own karma that they have to overcome, and you are the person who's done the work who's going to get to live their choice life now. So understand that everything did happen as a reason, as effed up as it is to say, and I'm really sorry to have it put out like that. But your addiction and your healing is going to become part of your story of perseverance and why you are so strong and why you are here. You have a great story. I would love to hear it. But anyway, you're creating your experience, and I can't wait to see how this goes. All right, so this is going to be a postcard from Spirit. It's going to be either from a loved one who's crossed over or from just your main spirit guide, but it's the same intensity of message, and this is one that you need to hear right now. So here's the first one. Sorry. And here's the second one. Okay, over here, there's no mystery for us to unravel. We know how intimately connected we all are, how the web of creation works, and how spirit is in every aspect of life, from the invisible to the visible. But it's possible for humans to comprehend the complexities of how things actually work, because the most important threads in the tapestry don't make sense in the dimension you live in. That said, can you feel the importance of these currents of energy that bring events together in miraculous ways? You can't understand with your mind, but you know with your heart and soul. Trust that even though you don't know the how, the what, or the why, we do. Surrender to the mystery and have faith that the unseen world is watching you with loving eyes as spirit weaves your life's mysterious and beautiful tapestry into a glorious technicolor. Even though life seems to be moving full steam ahead, it's time to rest. Allow ideas to flow through you and take root in your heart before they reach your mind. Honor this process by becoming empty to allow for inspiration of the magic of dreaming. You might feel lazy or unproductive, but we know better. Just as sleep is a way to recharge for our renewals, we are so in your time of dreaming. This powerful process of co-creation, your soul merges with spirit in a profound way so that you can receive your music directly from source and play your part in the symphony of life. You are being invited to bear witness to the great creation and tune into what others can't hear. We have so many dreams to share with you in the sacred and in the invisible, and don't worry, we'll take care of you when it's time to return with a new dream. There's no need to set an alarm clock. And then Spirit snarky. Loving you always, and loving you so much as always. Love, Spirit. How did this resonate with you? I mean, like, what did this mean for you?